Good afternoon and welcome to quarter-finals day here in the Potters International Arena, and our opening game features two of the outstanding players in Ireland and Scotland. We welcome the former Irish champion from Belfast in the red shirt, Jonathan Ross. And in yellow, the 1996 champion and world number 5 from Prestwick, David Gourlay. Our marker is Brian Daly, umpires Alec Rose. David has won the toss, he's given the jack to Jonathan, and we go straight into the match.
The brilliant youngster from Lisbon, who plays for the Belfast club, Jonathan Ross. A familiar name, but a new face. And the favourite now for the title, David Gourlay, 1996 champion. And fresh from his triumph in the Open last October on this portable rink here at the Potters Leisure Resort. Everyone is wondering whether Jonathan Ross has what it takes to continue in the style that he's started in this World Indoor Singles Championship.
There's your answer, David.
2.5 feet.
3 good balls, 3 shots. Playing very well there, Jonathan Ross.
Good effort there from David Gourlay, but it's still 1 shot to Jonathan Ross, according to the marker, Brian Daly. Jonathan Ross, so far in this event, has beaten 3 of the world's top players. Neil Burkitt from South Africa, Andy Thompson from England, and Ian Taylor from Australia. And in taking those sculps, he scored 68 shots and has conceded only 24.
And a very wide draw from Jonathan Ross, looking to add another shot. If he can trip the jack, he can guarantee to get 3. Well, look at that. 3 balls off the forehand, 1 off the backhand. Just shows you the brilliance of this portable rink here in Norfolk. So, last chance for David Gourlay. Really looking no more than to draw that or drop off that side ball.
Inviting head to bowl to. Not there. Wow. Very surprising. That from David Gourlay. We expected him to reach at least. And it's Jonathan Ross, the 25-year-old from Lisburn in County Antrim, who takes a 2-0 lead in this quarter-final. So as a lot of players in these championships, Jonathan Ross playing to a 29-metre jack. Most players tend to steer clear of the full length, and yet very few of them have been experimenting with the very short length either.
I think they found that the rink performance better at this sort of long 3/4 jack. Certainly hasn't impressed David Gourlay. But this young man bowling exceptionally well, and David Gourlay is going to have to raise his game to beat the young Irishman. Very likeable young man, Jonathan Ross. Very lively and outgoing. Because only 3 years ago, David Gourlay was the new kid on the block. Very few people had heard the name of David Gourlay. That is in terms of televised bowls, when he won the world indoor title, and since then he's become a household name. And a great reply there from Jonathan Ross, holding 2 shots.
Great to see these youngsters coming along, Mal, and there are so many of them challenging for places in the ranking list.
And why not? Well, they're showing skill like that. Nice to see them. I'm sure the viewers and spectators here will be delighted with this. Always like to see new faces. So what about this reply now from David Gourlay? Looking good. I think he's drawn the shot. He has. Well played.
Well, things were beginning to look a little grim for David Gourlay. He'd made a Bit of a scrappy start. That final delivery, though, a touch of real class.
There it is, look at that. What a confidence booster it is for David Gourlay. Quite rightly, David, you said it was a scrappy start, but that was a good finish there, wasn't it?
On the tee.
So, great relief there for David Gourlay and his followers. North of the border from Anbank in Ayrshire, plays for the Prestwick Indoor Club.
Well, there was certainly a coach load of his followers from Ayrshire. They set off at 10:30 last night, travelled through the night to get here to see this game. So you've got plenty of support.
Looking at it.
Is it shot, Brian?
To yellow.
David Gourlay's record in Scotland, of course, totally unsurpassed. He's won 9 national titles in just about every discipline.
I don't think it's registered yet to Jonathan Ross that this is a metre longer jack than the previous end. She's thrown him off balance a little. He's got the strength this time, he could pick the jack up. Well, second anyway.
Yes, still one to go, eh? Good position here, though, for Jonathan Ross. Now,
It's a good position for Jonathan Ross. It looked as though I thought David Gourlay might have just planned to attack that ball there, take it out and stay for 4. Probably should have taken my advice. It was a weak attempt at drawing another shot.
well, so far in this this game, David Gourlay has tended to bowl a bit short, and he could pay the penalty this time. Great chance here for Ross.
Well, he prefers the forehand, and that's his shot. He picks that jack up. Look at this. One there, and the following ball could get 3 shots.
Got it. Well, that was perfect execution on the part of the young Irishman. 25-year-old Jonathan Ross plays the forehand, basically a draw, hoping to move the jack, and did just that. Look, he only moved the jack 6 inches. That was quite enough to set up a count of 3, and puts Ross 5-1 up against David Gourlay in this first set.
I think he liked that. Yeah, it looks as though he's got a half smile on his face, Jonathan Ross. Thoroughly enjoys playing bowls on this portable rink.
So Jonathan Ross just 2 shots away from a shock opening set win against David Gourlay. Well, Ross may be the less experienced of the 2 players, but he's made the far better start in terms of drawing to the jack. David Gourlay so far has been fishing about for line and length. His line's not been too bad, but his control of length has wavered. This is better. That's a good second.
Well, it won't change Jonathan Ross's line or length. Requiring 2, lying 1. Looking to get underneath that last ball of David Gourlay. Count in front of the jack.
Trying. What a bowl. Brilliant stuff from the young Irishman. And David Gourlay, always willing to risk his arm with a heavy shot. He's gone target here. His own bowl's gone out. He's still set against. That was an unfortunate result, Mal.
It was. I don't think he had any choice. Looked as though he was going to drive his own ball into the head and certainly move the jack. Unfortunately, look at that. The only thing that moved was his own ball. He's still 2 shots down. And I think Jonathan Ross should be looking to draw a short shot right on the centre line of the rink. Hide the jack away from the sight of David Gourlay. Doesn't want to be making the head any bigger. This looks good.
Well, I think he wanted to be a bit closer than that, Mal.
Well, I don't. Because I think if you get it too close and he hits that, he could hit it on the jack. At least there's a big gap. And of course, Jonathan is lying set lie. He isn't now.
Well, that's just stopped in time to save the set lie. Surely. Well, it may be a measure. No, Jonathan Ross says yellow bowl is the next. And he takes the single. Leads now 6-1, first set. Ross in red, Gourlay in yellow. And the scorecard in the first set shows Jonathan Ross a 2, a 3 and a 1. And just that solitary single from Gourlay in reply. 6-1 then. So another 29-metre jack. A long 3/4.
Well, as you pointed out, David, David Gourlay is certainly struggling for consistent length. He occasionally gets one there. He's thinking about this now. Didn't want to leave it too late, because this young Northern Ireland boy will punish him for it. He was slightly short. Better ball this time.
That certainly surprised everyone, did Jonathan Ross, when he beat Andy Thompson. 7-3, 7-2, 7-0. It's not very often anyone gets a 21-5 result against Thompson. Well, applause there for Gourlay, who's managed to get one into second position, but second position's no good to him on this end, Mal.
Absolutely not, David. And never afraid to change hand. Look at this. 2 off the forehand, 1 off the back. And the 1 off the backhand's the best. Now then, David Gourlay certainly is under pressure. And he's going to get nothing off the forehand. He's got to change to the back. The line looks good. It's a question of length. Oh, I think the wheels have come off the trolley.
And that last bowl of David Gourlay is no good to him at all. In fact, it's going to make it much more difficult for him with his next delivery. He's blocked himself.
Well, Jonathan Ross hasn't got to worry about the back position. It's the only ball behind the jack is his own. So no danger there. I think he'll just try and draw another one. If he can get a front toucher, it's virtually unbeatable. Green's good enough. He's trotting up after it, likes it. That's not bad at all.
Yes, Jonathan Ross playing as though he believes he can win not just this match, but the championship. What a turn-up that would be. David Gourlay, short again. Unbelievable. Now, there's an old maxim, you mustn't be short when the shot's against. And David Gourlay short with 2 successive bowls there, and he just can't believe the trouble he's in. It's Jonathan Ross, 25 years old, from the Belfast club, wins the first set, 7-1.
Well, that set only took 23 minutes. And I think even Jonathan Ross and his wildest dreams wouldn't have thought that was possible, to win so easily. So it's the regulation 29-metre jack from Jonathan Ross again. Start of this second set. Well, dare we say it's a slightly loose ball for Jonathan Ross, the way he's been playing. Right, young David, you've got to get your game together, my boy. You're up this time. He's not, he's short again. Can't believe it.
How short is my ball, Bran?
Just over 2 feet.
Jonathan Ross says that his biggest influence in the game was Jim Baker. Baker, of course, the 1984 world champion, took a few years out from the game and is now back to his best form. although he narrowly failed to get through his preliminary round encounter here at Potters, beaten by another Irishman, David Corkill. That's a better bowl from David Gourlay. He'll need a few of those, but he'll be encouraged if he can begin to find a length.
Yes, I think he was getting a bit desperate there, David. Jonathan Ross, look at this. Close to the jack again. He's not going through the hole, is he? Hopefully he hasn't. Definitely one.
Well, psychologically, that's a big blow.
One.
That's just what Jonathan Ross wanted. A good bowl from David Gourlay. It didn't stay there long.
And this looks tight. Oh, dear, dear. Oh, like a barrier in the front. And again, an easy task for Jonathan Ross, dare we say. Off his backhand. I think he's only lying one, and this is the shot he's looking for, just to move the jack to there. And what a start to this first end of the second set. 3 shots.
And the story again, 3 short bowls from David Gourlay. Of course, his second one wasn't short at the time. Jonathan Ross has moved the jack since then. He's on track. Looking for the jack. Could get a slide. Looks like 2, Mal.
Very, very close for the second, David.
Red.
But there you go, the
This is a full
confirmation
ball,
from Marker.
last ball.
2 shots to the red. So he's got to reach this down.
This is a beauty. Well, David Gourlay, he knows how much trouble he's in. He took a deep breath there. He didn't want to drop any more shots. Superb draw. He was 2 down, and he takes the shot.
Beautiful delivery there from David Gourlay. And a very relieved man. Yeah, is it all coming back? Very serious look on his face.
30.
So a bowler of great character, David Gourlay. Not going to give up easily. But he mustn't leave it too late.
Well, he tried the 30-metre jack the last time he cast the jack. It's only the second time he's thrown the jack throughout the game. And it cost him 3 shots at this length at 30 metres.
Jonathan Ross started playing bowls 11 years ago at the age of 14 in the short mat game. Very popular game in Ireland, both north and south of the border.
13, 14 inches.
Short mat is played with full-size bowls, just like the ones they're using in this game, but the mat is... do you know how long the mat is, Mal? It's it's pretty short.
Well, it's definitely shorter than this one, David. I don't think we've got the information I'm sure all the Irish short mat players will be ringing in or sending letters to give you all of the, I think it's about 45 feet, if I remember rightly. And it's only a roll-out carpet, of course. Great ball there from Jonathan Ross.
Favor red.
Well, we've had confirmation that the short mat is 45 feet long. And it's a game in which firing is discouraged, and in fact it's almost impossible to fire because they put a piece of timber halfway up the green to block the firing shot.
Commonly called the diamond, David, apparently.
A little bit of caution there from Jonathan Ross. He was holding one shot, didn't want to disturb it, takes the single. It's 1-1 in the second set.
Far short of the tee is that, Brian?
Just over a foot. 29. 28 meters. 28.
So Jonathan Ross, having won the first set 7-1, 1-1 here in the second. Still looking the more consistent player, answering every question that's put to him.
Brilliant display from this young Irishman. So, David Gourlay electing to play the forehand with his first ball. Continuing on that side. Is he going to reach? Not reaching again.
Well, he's deadly.
Surprisingly, he played the forehand. Look at that half smile on his face. Delighted with his game at the moment.
Yes, good destructive drive there from David Gourlay. That was the only shot he had on, and perhaps he'll be grateful for the chance to play that sort of shot because he's not been drawing too well. But he's always good in this sort of shot, Mal.
Yeah, good strike. No option. Watching it all the way down. Is he going to catch anything? Is the jack going to move? Absolutely deadpan.
Nothing very close at the moment, so one would expect Jonathan Ross to draw the shot with this, his last bowl of the end. That's near enough. And David Gourlay having a good look at this now, because although Jonathan Ross holds the shot, Gourlay is interested to know how many seconds he's got.
But I think if he's got 2, I think he'll go for that ball. If he's got 2 seconds, he's looking for that ball there, remove it out of the head, and he'll pick up a count of 2. If he's only got 1, it'll be the draw.
It's the draw. Can he get past the red ball? Wrong side. And there was a deep sigh from David Gourlay there when he saw his own bowl come to rest. The wrong side of the red bowl of Jonathan Ross. And it's Ross from Ireland leading Gourlay from Scotland 2-1 in the second set.
All of the supporters that have travelled overnight from Ayr, I think, could be very disappointed with the form of their favourite player, David Gourlay. And I think David Gourlay would agree with them. So a 29-metre jack from Jonathan Ross, and almost a 29-metre ball.
Well, it surely is only a matter of time before David Gourlay finds his rhythm, puts line and length together. But at the moment, he's not being allowed any margin for error.
Oh, that's better. That's a great ball.
How short is my bowl now, Grant?
8 inches.
Wonderful effort there from Jonathan Ross. Hasn't made it any easier for David Gourlay to draw another.
Short again.
Jonathan Ross in the wide arc. A little bit more only trying to promote his own ball. He hasn't, but he's got a good back ball. And he can use a bit of weight, Jonathan, because that ball is very useful. And I think David Gourlay should open his shoulders a bit and cover that. But he's trying to draw another shot.
Short again. This really is quite remarkable. We know that David Gourlay is holding the shot on this end, but putting those short balls in doesn't help him at all. He wants one on the back, surely.
Shaking his head, very disappointed in his own game. He knows where he should have been. I wonder if Jonathan will look at this now. Off the backhand. play his own ball onto the shot ball. Shot ball on the jack, and there it is, just waiting for it.
Yes, he's playing it. Needs to bend a bit. Oh. Brilliant effort. Well, he timed that one, Mal, and he timed it almost to perfection.
He most certainly did, David. Look at this. Bigger contact, and that jack would have been where that ball finished. I think we'll find that David Gourlay will be short again with this. Doesn't want to be too adventurous. He'll accept the one shot, and one he gets.
So 2-all, singles all the way in this second set. That's how they've arrived at 2-all in the second set. Another 29-metre length jack delivered by David Gourlay, and for a man who's been struggling with the length, I find it very surprising that he hasn't tried something different.
Yes, he certainly has struggled. Look at that, 29, 29, 29. And of course the reds are Jonathan Ross, and the yellow, David Gourlay. Since David Gourlay is struggling at the fuller length jack, I thought he might have just cast 25, 26 metre jack. Sure, he could reach that. Over adjusted. Just a shot. Probably relieved he's got it within a foot.
Ross still playing extremely consistently on the medium and long lengths. This is better from Gourlay. Oh, that's a good ball.
Ross switching to the forehand, looking to pick that jack up. They've got to roll it 6 inches for 2. Not a bad strength, just probably a foot short of the strength he required.
Two balls to come, one from each player. Has he been unlucky? That was one occasion when perhaps he should have been short. Trailed the jack, pushed it towards the red. He may have got away with it. We think it's still just one shot to David Gourlay. Marker Brian Daly's had a good look at it. Not saying anything yet. going to have a look at it from the other side. Make your mind up, Brian. Every eye on Brian Daly, but he's not saying a thing.
Jonathan looked to turn his own short ball on the jack. This could be useful if he gets underneath. He's got it. That touch just might have done it.
Well, the jack did move, but Jonathan Ross had no hesitation. He had just a quick look at it and said, well, it's one to you. Oh, I think I'd have been tempted to put a measure on. The jack does move here, Mal.
It certainly does. Almost a perfect contact. Just went underneath the ball. There's that little touch. And I think he thought he'd got it. He's charging down. Has it made a difference? Oh, no.
29. 29.
Yet another 29-metre jack delivered by David Gourlay. And he's beginning to find it now, more consistently, drawing in at this length.
I don't think he'd be confident that he's always going to keep that shot, because this young boy from Northern Ireland is bowling exceptionally well, just short of a couple of feet of running.
It's very important for Jonathan Ross to cash in on his advantage and win this second set. If Gourlay manages to take this set, then at one set all, one would have to favour the more experienced player.
He's certainly finding his length now. Jonathan Ross continuing the forehand, looking to pick that jack up. Needs about 18 inches of running on his previous delivery. He's got a good line. He's not far off it. He's not far off at all. He's done it. What a brilliant ball.
The 25-year-old Irishman enjoying every minute of this match. He's quietly confident. He's not playing any excessive weighted shots at all. He's drawing and drawing extremely well. That delicate little trail there. Perfect. Ah, yes. Nice little smile. Punches the air. One up to me, he says. Get out of that.
Again, no back balls from either of the players. So I would think that David Gourlay, who was playing with some running, not to lose his ball, trying to catch that ball just above the jack to the right. Oh, he's gone again. If he doesn't lose his ball, it'll keep.
He's lost it. Went all the way into the ditch. A dead bowl. That's where he could have done with playing with slightly less weight. Set up a back position.
And young Ross now, keeping to his forehand. Looking to just pass the jack. Doesn't want to leave a catch. Coming in well. And he's passed. That's a good ball.
Well, what does David Gourlay do here?
I think he's only doing no more than a draw. Can't afford anything else. If he drives at this, it would be 2 down, so it's the draw. Looking to draw the shot. He's short again, is he? Is he short again? Oh, it was a great effort. A very good effort.
Yes, David Gourlay, 100% for effort there. Draws to within 2 inches of the jack, but that just isn't good enough.
I don't think Jonathan Ross will be too keen to reach with this one. I think it'll just be a token gesture. He certainly won't be overreaching. This time going off the backhand. He's got to try and get past that yellow ball of David Gourlay. Going to be a good shot if he does. Yes, he's a careful draw. Very careful draw. Very nice.
Well, yes, he had the perfect weight for it. If he'd got past that front bowl, he'd have used that nearest Gourlay bowl as a shoulder. Takes the one, though, and 6 singles in this second set. That's how hard shots are to come by in this match now. 3-all. So Jonathan Ross looking for 4 shots to win the second set, having won the first 7. And he really is making life difficult for David Gourlay. Gourlay, who hasn't really found his touch in this match so far. And when he has, Ross has generally been able to head him off.
Well, there's the failing again. It's short. Well, David, he did say he required 4, Jonathan Ross. He'll be certainly trying with this. Just overplayed it.
Gentle kiss there, and rewarded with a toucher mark, a puff of chalk from marker Brian Daly.
Jonathan Russell changing his hand, looking for that last ball of David Gourlay. Full contact is good. He's done it. Isn't he playing well?
Front one.
Yes, a great exhibition of drawing bowls from Jonathan Ross. And not even David Gourlay's best efforts managing to make a great deal of impact, although he's got second bowl in there.
Will he keep that position, David? This young boy from Northern Ireland is playing exceptionally well. If he can drop off his own ball just beneath the jack, he'll count 2. He's not far off it either. Can he bend? Oh, just overplayed it.
David Gourlay asking marker Brian Daly for his opinion. not who shot, of course, but you can all see that. Who's got second? So is Gourlay perhaps considering a little bit of weight on the backhand now?
He could do, but he has played the forehand quite well, and I think he should stick onto the forehand. He's bowling it better than the backhand. This to draw the shot.
Because he can get the shot by resting the back bowl and falling in. Oh, what a good effort. Again short, but you can't quibble about that. Just inches short of his target with that one. Definitely in for second. And yet another single. This time to the young Irishman. Jonathan Ross moves into a 4-3 lead in the second set. .25 years old and one of the best prospects in the game. That's the scorecard so far. You'll notice all singles. 7 ends played, 4-3 to Ross.
And this time Jonathan Ross has shortened it by 1 metre. It's now down to a 28-metre jack. This might favour David Gourlay since he's not reaching on the 29.
Yes, I wonder if Jonathan Ross has played into Gourlay's hands here.
Man, I don't think you or I, David, would bet that Jonathan Ross wouldn't draw the shot. Certainly up this time. Just too far up.
Yes, Gourlay much more comfortable at this length.
Favour 2.
We have to question, well, why David Gourlay didn't try some of these slightly shorter jacks when he had the chance.
Yes, I agree with you. I think I did suggest that earlier on. And maybe we might see, if he takes this in, we might see even a shorter jack. It certainly upset Jonathan Ross, and he cast the jack. Of course, David Gourlay only requires 4 to take this set, and it looks like it's going to be 3 lying. Oh, well, I don't know now. Looks like just a 2.
Yes, there's a bit of a let-off. I think Jonathan Ross was expecting to be 3 down when he went back to bowl this ball. So one would think he can't actually lose the set on this end. Not as things stand, anyway. A perfect delivery. Just one good bowl in 4 there from Jonathan Ross, but it's the one that mattered, Mal.
Oh, it's a killer bowl. And I'm sure this young man was delighted and relieved to, in fact, draw the shot. And look at the way he did it. 3 balls all over the place, but look at this one. Absolutely brilliant. And look at that smile. And away with the arm. Thank you very much. I knew I could do it.
Yes, by far his loosest end yet. But saved the day with his final delivery. And David Gourlay now has to try to do exactly the same thing. The forehand draw. Is he wide enough? Has he got the running?
On, David.
Well, what a half-hearted effort there from David Gourlay, finishing a good yard short, and it's 1-2 Jonathan Ross. Ross leads 5-3. Second set, having won the first, 7-1.
Well, I'm sure we'll go back to the 29-metre jack that he prefers. So in this direction, he brings the mat up, and it looks like it's going to be a 29-metre. It's gone up 3 or 4 yards.
30-metre. 30.
Well, I think it's a 29-metre jack, this, and so does Jonathan Ross. Good ball. 2 required to take this second set after winning the first. And David Gourlay quite rightly changing to the forehand. I think he's bowling this hand better than he is on the backhand. He's certainly reaching anyway better. A wry smile on David Gourlay's face. If I can do it again. Might not be there when he goes to bowl.
Well, the odd thing, Mal, is that young Jonathan Ross was doing ever so well, but he's tried on the last couple of ends a couple of tactical changes. First of all, shortening the jack, and on this end he's brought the mat a bit up the green. I wonder what he's got in mind. Why change a winning formula?
Well, I think he's trying to baffle David Gourlay, but of course, young Gourlay is quite an experienced international bowler. Played an awful lot of singles games. I don't think he'll throw the young Scot off like that. But he's looking for about 15 inches on his last delivery. And I think he's just about done it. He has, you know. Look at that. What a bowler this young boy is. Of course, David Gourlay.
It's my last ball.
His last ball went through about 2.5 feet.
20 inches.
Or 20 inches, whichever's the nearest. And if he can trail that jack on the forehand, he'll be lying 2 shots.
Yes, deliberately playing this with a bit of weight. Looking for that jack. So that was the sort of shot we expect from David Gourlay, reaching the head, and a good head to reach, because he could have rested the bowl or trailed the jack. 1, measure for 2.
Ross on a tighter line. Well, I think he's drawn the shot again. This boy's unreal. He is unreal. Can he stand up? Oh, unlucky.
Well, for a fraction of a second, Jonathan Ross held the shot until the bowl toppled out. Well, it's one to David Gourlay, and he decides not to deliver his final bowl. That shot was too valuable. It could so easily have been given away. So the single, the 9th single of this set, goes to David Gourlay. Just one shot between them now. And a bit of ironic applause for the marker who sends the wood down the rink for David Gourlay. This was Jonathan Ross's final delivery. He drew the shot with it. Applause, applause, but it fell out. Unlucky. Unlucky for Jonathan Ross, but it went David Gourlay's way, and he could do with a little bit of luck at the moment.
Well, it's only just short of a full-length jack. Ian Taylor tried these tactics when he was struggling for length. Ditch to ditch. But not a good first ball. This young lad from Northern Ireland playing exceptionally well. If he draws the shot here, I think it'll deflate David Gourlay. He's done it.
Yes, Jonathan Ross certainly has the pace of this carpet well and truly in his arm.
Playing with some running, slightly tighter line, looking to pick the jack up. Will he bend? Oh, probably a bit too much weight. So, young Jonathan, going to require 2 for this second set. Lying 1, an ideal ball would be a back toucher.
Well, this is in. How good is it? Oh, it's very good. That's a set lie
7 inches.
for Jonathan Ross.
Might see some fireworks from David Gourlay. He's after it. Has he got anything? Jack's dead. What isn't?
A good strike there from David Gourlay, and the jack moving. We thought it would probably go dead if he hit it, but it's moved to a position where Gourlay holds the shot. So Jonathan Ross has it all to do again. Taking the open hand, you have to be very wide here. Displaced jack.
That's the shot. And he's still got a ball left.
So David Gourlay deciding to play the forehand.
Well, if he trailed the jack, he could get a set lie. Oh, he's gone through. What an opportunity for Jonathan Ross. Draws another shot, and he's taken the second set.
I can't honestly think that David Gourlay was trying to trail the jack there. It was just that he was making sure he reached and was heavy. He's bowled so many short bowls in this match, he was determined to reach. So Jonathan Ross holding 1, trying to score the first 2 of the set, and it would be a winning double. He's got to be in. Not a spectacular double, but a valuable one. And that gives Jonathan Ross the second set in this World Indoor Singles quarter-final. By 7 shots to 4. He won the first 7-1 and is now 2 sets to 1 in front. The beautiful piece of Waterford crystal that will go to the winner of this World Indoor Singles Championship on Sunday. The Waterford crystal, of course, made in Ireland. And here is Jonathan Ross representing Ireland. David Gourlay representing Scotland, the 1996 champion, 1998 Open champion. Jonathan Ross following in a long line of very talented Irish singles players. Think of Jim Baker and David Corkill, who are still going strong, but also a new wave of Irish players like Neil Booth, Gary McCloy, Ian McClure, and of course Jeremy Henry, whose hopes are still very much alive of taking this title.
Well, young Jonathan now doesn't want to relax. Got a tight grip on this game. This looks better. Didn't fail too many times, but there's the shot.
Scotland too has produced so many excellent singles players. Willie Wood, of course. Then the new wave of Richard Corsie, Graham Robertson, Alex Marshall. Many people in Scotland believe that David Gourlay is their best player. He's certainly won more national titles on carpet than anyone else.
Well, Jonathan Ross, a good shot on the backhand. He just catches the jack and rolls it a foot or so. Can certainly pick up 2. Not far off. He can get back. Oh, look at this. What a great effort there from the young Irish boy.
Well, a few ends ago we saw one of Jonathan Ross's bowls come to rest and then fall out of the count. He could have done with that one falling in. There's not a lot in the shot as it is. Alec Rose, the marker.
Well, he's got to be careful there. And I think he is being careful. I think he just sent it on his way down here. Well short. Doesn't want to disturb anything.
Well, very sportingly there, Jonathan Ross conceding the shot without a measure. Must have been absolutely certain, of course. It's Gourlay who gets first blood in the third set. 1-0.
And the mat, of course, is it's about a metre up the green. And about a metre from the tee, 29 metres.
Jonathan Ross can expect David Gourlay to find something special in this third set. So it's very important that he keeps up the pressure.
That's about the first time that Jonathan Ross has failed on the line. Just over-greened it, paid the penalty. Got a good ball there from young David. Better green this time. He's got the jack strength, he'll pick it up. Oh yes, very good.
The precocious talent of Jonathan Ross.
About 15 inches from the jack.
Jonathan's ball.
So it'll be just over a foot, maybe 13 inches.
Great recovery shot there from David Gourlay. Was one down.
Yes, even there it didn't go quite right for Gourlay. He was hoping to effect the
This one.
takeout for 3. Well, Jonathan Ross had everyone a little bit frightened there. They thought he was going to pick the jack up. But another ball. So David Gourlay needs this in.
It depends how confident Jonathan Ross is on his draw. If he has another good shot, he could play it on the forehand and drive it out, drive them both out. Let's see what he likes to do.
First time we've seen him strike. And he's on target. Well, didn't get the contact quite right. Reduces the count from 2 to 1. They both moved. But one of David Gourlay's bowls actually stayed in there. This is how he did it the first time we've seen the firing shot there from Jonathan Ross. He can play that as well, obviously. We knew he could draw. Slightly disappointed. One shot, he says. Give you one. And David Gourlay leads 2-0. Third set.
29 meters.
I think it surprised everybody when Jonathan Ross was dropped from the Irish indoor international team for this year. Could be wishing that they'd picked him when they see the form he's in.
Well, he's been absolutely sensational here at Potter's Leisure Resort in these World Indoor Singles Championships. Just the occasional lapse, and very quick to correct. He's given David Gourlay absolutely no room for manoeuvre in this match. Ross beat Neil Burkitt in the preliminary round, then Andy Thompson, and then Ian Taylor from Australia.
David Gourlay looking to drop onto the last ball of Jonathan Ross. Not reaching. They're all failing again, short.
"17 ends gone in this match, and Jonathan Ross has scored on 10 of them. But the more significant statistic is that he's kept David Gourlay's scores down to singles. Ball falls out. The shot still with David Gourlay. The murmur from the crowd here when they saw the yellow lollipop held aloft by Alec Rose. But needs another one in, does David Gourlay.
It looks like two. So, well, I think Jonathan will certainly be positive with this last ball. He can use that side ball off the shoulder, pick the jack up, and there's another little red one waiting for it.
Well, he's seen his opportunity. He's playing this with a fair bit of weight. He looks on the tight side. He's swinging. He hasn't got it the orthodox way. Looking for a bit of luck there. But he was off target. Is it the first two for David Gourlay? Scored 7 singles in the match so far. Jonathan Ross says yes, it's 2 for the Scot. And David Gourlay attempting to turn this match his way, leads 4-0 in the third set. A set, of course, that Gourlay has to win in order to keep his title hopes alive. 2 singles and a double. David Gourlay leading 4-0.
That first ball, short of the jack on the forehand from David Gourlay, has forced Jonathan Ross onto the backhand, which he doesn't normally play. But he's played it this time. It's a short shot, but definitely the shot. Well, that's not much better either. Plenty of room to draw the shot. Picked a good green up this time. 2 feet on his last line. Close with his. Is he going to pass it? He has.
The fast shots, my ball, Alec, please.
1 foot.
Sorry?
1 foot.
Well, that's 2 to David Gourlay, and one has to say he needs only one more shot to win the third set 7-0. That really would be a turnaround.
Come on, Jonathan, come on.
We've certainly got one supporter for Jonathan. He's passing it. Maybe they saved one. I don't know.
Still 2. So, David Gourlay needs to slot this bowl in, his last bowl of the end, for a set lie.
This time gone to the forehand. Looking to come in underneath his own short ball. Close with his. Well, could be. I don't know.
In with a shout for 3. Definitely 2. If it were 3, that would be a set lie for David Gourlay, and surely, although we've not seen him play a lot of weight in this match, it's time for Jonathan Ross to play a runner.
Yes, depending upon what he decides the head is. Well, there's the other ball just dropped out, so he's only 2 down. So he's gone to the draw.
Yes, we don't think that Jonathan Ross saw that bowl fall out. He was intent on the draw anyway. Good weight, just slightly over green. That bowl just didn't want to come back. And would you believe it? It's just one shot. I'm amazed at that. If I were David Gourlay, I think I'd have asked for a measure of a 2 at least. Well, well. The single, though, means that Gourlay leads 5-0. Yes, on our overhead circles, Mel, that certainly looked like 2.
30 meters.
It did, David. So David Gourlay must have a good eye between jack and ball. He decided just to take the 1. I'm sure he wouldn't do it unless he was absolutely certain. So a 30-meter jack again, and he's bowling well now, isn't he? He certainly needs to bowl well, young David. If he loses this set, he's out of the championship. Two great balls there from David Gourlay, requiring 2 to take this third set. Got to reach. Got to reach a bit more than this.
Yes, ideal placing from David Gourlay's point of view. If you need 2 for the set, you couldn't have placed them better.
Yes, no target, David. But that red ball at the bottom of the picture is one I'm sure he would like to cover. Doesn't want to make the head any bigger. So he's just looking for a ball either there or there. Cover that red ball.
I can see the pin.
Playing this very wide. Going for that back bowl. Well, he's expecting the jack to splash out sideways in that direction if Jonathan Ross does decide to hit it. For the moment, the Irishman sticking to the draw. Having a look with this, Mal.
Can he bend? Can he bend? Oh, unlucky. Great effort. Now I think David Gourlay will change his hand. He's got to cover those red balls now, because that last delivery from Jonathan Ross has just moved his own yellow ball, and the jack comes straight through the ditch.
Yes, an entirely different head now. The jack, if struck, will go to a completely different place.
Well, this looks like a blocker.
Bang on the centre line, and that is a good blocker. Whichever hand Jonathan Ross plays with this, he'll have to come very close to that bowl if he's playing with a lot of weight.
Well, I think he'll certainly play ditch strength, giving it a chance. No, he hasn't.
So 2 shots to David Gourlay, and suddenly from nowhere, David Gourlay, who lost the first 2 sets, has won the 3rd set 7-0, and we really have got a game of bowls on our hands here at Potter's Leisure Resort. Jonathan Ross leading David Gourlay 2-1. So Jonathan Ross, who in his first 3 matches had dropped only 1 set, has now dropped his 2nd set of these championships to David Gourlay. Ross, though, leading by 2-1.
This is about the shortest jack so far during this game. 27 metres.
Yes, it's strange that all the tactical changes made in this game have been made by Jonathan Ross. And David Gourlay, who was the man who was struggling earlier on, has been concentrating on the 29-30 metre mark, even though he had limited success to start with.
Yes, certainly just easing himself into the game, getting the feel of the carpet. Looking better if he's up. And all failing again, just short of running, a couple of feet. Jonathan Russell will want to hide this jack away from the view of David Gourlay. Got the furthest back ball, so he's no problem there. Just got to bend and run.
Fancy just the one, David.
David Gourlay, who plays for Anbank outdoors and Prestwick indoors. He's a bowls retailer with his own bowl shop in Glasgow. Jonathan Ross plays for Lisnagarvey outdoors and for Belfast in the winter months. He's into research and development.
First shot, Alec. Side ball or front ball?
Both balls are roughly the same.
Pressure on now for David Gourlay. His last bowl of the end.
Better green this time. Has he got this strength? He's got the strength, he's got the shot. Oh, the beauty. Well played. Good pressure ball there from David Gourlay.
Yes, David Gourlay there, facing a possible 3 shots. And looked like throwing away any advantage he might have built up after winning the third set 7-0. It comes in with a beauty. 1 to the Scot. He leads 1-0 in the 4th set. So David Gourlay, the 1996 World Indoor Singles Champion, desperate to win this set, to take the game into a decider. And really, Jonathan Ross will be very keen to win this set. If it goes into a decider, then really the odds would probably favour the more experienced player, Gourlay.
Yes, I'm sure you're right, David. But there's still some life in Jonathan Ross. I'm sure he's recognised the warning signs of the improvement in play of David Gourlay.
Measure, David.
Oh, measure for shot. Nice wide line there from the Gourlay. What about the length? Good line. Probably half a ball too wide. So Jonathan Ross keeping to his trusty backhand. Looking for a foot or so of running. Better with his. He's better with his. Balls under the jack. Hasn't got a touch either. Can he bend? Oh. Oh, still 2 to Jonathan Ross. Looking for a repeat ball of his previous delivery. Green's good. And he bend. If you can't, you want to leave that ball where it is. You want to turn it in. Might have rocked it on the carpet. It looks like 2.
Jonathan Ross says his most memorable match was that in a test match against Israel, when he was playing for the Irish under-25 side. And while a lot of players would say would remember matches they won, there was a match he lost to Jeff Rabkin, 25-22.
Of course, Jeff is a very experienced bowler, international bowler. Won a fair few medals in the World Championships. Oh, that's failing again. That's short ball.
Well, David Gourlay now lapsing into the failure that lost him the first 2 sets. Failing to reach the head. Quite inexplicable from a player of his experience and talent. Now, Jonathan Ross having a good look at this. He can't be sure that he's even 2 shots. We think that he's 2 from our overhead circles, but a chance here for 4, Mal, if he can get the right shot.
Well, yes, he could play with just sufficient running on his own short yellow ball, turn out the red ball, and if he stays, and if our the rings are right, he could have a maximum count of 4.
Yes, so Jonathan Ross trying to just push that yellow ball out of the count for 4. Played it with good weight. He's going to sail by. Difficult shot to play that. Had to play it with controlled weight. Didn't want it to dip into the head. And
Umpire, please.
Ross will settle for 1 and a measure.
I felt as they played that with a bit too much weight there, David. Didn't give it time to bend. Probably, 5 feet to 2 yards of running was sufficient.
Oh, the second ball looks like the yellow. One of the rare occasions that our rings have let us down. So the single goes to Jonathan Ross, and it's 1-all in the 4th set. A comparatively low ceiling here at Potter's Leisure Resort, and the angle from our overhead camera occasionally does distort the picture. A 27-metre jack put up by Jonathan Ross.
9 inches.
Target ball for Jonathan Ross. Just drop off the ball. Doesn't want to be out of his own ball. Doesn't want to spring the jack. Oh.
Yellow.
That's ball and a half tight.
With favour yellow, it's very close.
Oh, good ball there from David Gourlay. He's up, he's good. He's good. Just the one. It's a better one.
Opened it up for the backhand for Jonathan Ross. Tremendous bowl, just short of a fraction of weight will do the job.
Jonathan Ross has had a good look at this head. I don't agree with the shot he's going to try and play, but it's on the forehand. Play the set, turn that yellow ball out.
Bending too quickly. Strange. Weighted shots are so difficult to play because sometimes they bend very quickly and sometimes they don't bend at all.
David Gourlay has seen the danger signal, looking to draw the jack. Oh, heavy. Disgusted with himself with that.
So David Gourlay takes the single and takes him into a 2-1 lead in the fourth set. Fourth set that he just has to win. David Gourlay, always one of Scotland's finest from a very young age, but was an unranked player when he won the world title in 1996. So in 3 years, he's gone from a non-ranking position and is now challenging to be the #1 player in the world. Got his work cut out today, though, against Jonathan Ross. The man with the familiar name. But who's a welcome new face in these televised events.
Playing good balls as well, David. Just overreaching from David Gourlay. So, Jonathan. Lose about 10 inches off his previous delivery. Finish up in front of the jack. Close with this. Just got to reach. Just ran out of steam. The foot on that would have been perfect.
Jonathan's shot ball. How far past the jack is it?
Jonathan's last ball.
No, the shot ball.
The shot ball.
Yeah.
Shot ball is about 7 inches behind the white.
How far is my shot?
Your ball's just over a foot.
Well, look at that for control of line there. All 4 bowls bang on that centre line. Or they were until that short bowl of David Gourlay just toppled out.
Well, just hung out that ball, and that ball of David Goulday's that did drop out has given a little bit more room for Jonathan Ross. Is he up? I'll be disappointed with that. Very disappointed with that.
Better here. How's his running? Oh, not quite enough. Only needed another couple of inches.
So the last ball of the end from Jonathan Ross. A good wide line, doesn't want to touch that last ball of David Gourlay and drop it in. Looking to pass it and count.
Oops, careful. What's he done? He may have given the shot away. That certainly wasn't in the script.
Umpire, please.
And Jonathan Ross, who was certainly holding shot before he played that last bowl, has tipped the yellow bowl in. It's in a measure now for shot. And it's the umpire, Dave Phillips, who will decide. Oh, the yellow bowl won it. That was a gift for David Gourlay and a mistake from Jonathan Ross. David Gourlay now leading by 3 shots to 1 in the 4th set. Should have been 2-2. So
29.
only singles scored so far in this set. David Gourlay has scored 3 of them. And David Gourlay visibly boosted by a bit of good fortune. And Jonathan Ross will have to play that a little bit better to restore his advantage. Still only one. Well, it still only looks like one shot. But it's dangerous for Jonathan Ross. He'd like to come up on the backhand with a fair bit of weight to trail that jack through. But if he made a mistake and halved his own bowl out, then he could be in a lot of trouble here.
Well, keeping on the wide side, David.
Won't bend. Not in time, anyway. So the fifth single in 5 ends goes to David Gourlay. So David Gourlay, who has scored 11 shots to 1 over the last 10 ends, is beginning to look as if he's getting on top in this game. And if Gourlay should win this set, then his experience would come into play in the decider, and I think he would be the favourite to win a place in the semi-final. Very important for Jonathan Ross here to switch back on to the sort of form that gave him the first 2 sets.
So Jonathan Ross seems to be getting the failing of David Gourlay into his arm now, dropping short. David Gourlay is getting better and better and better. Look at this. He requires 3 to square the match. Line 2. So the last ball of David Gourlay is the aiming target for Jonathan Ross. He can drop onto that. He's got the shot and it'll be hidden.
Come on, Jonathan, come on.
Oh, he's being encouraged now by support. Got it. Good ball.
How short is it, Alex?
3 inches.
David Gourlay can drop off his own ball just beneath the jack. He can get the shot. Strong enough, he's got it. Short again. Looking good if he's reaching.
Well, the touch on the jack didn't do Jonathan Ross any favours there. It may be just one shot.
It's close. I think it's just the one. It's difficult with other bowling, but I fancy it's just the one.
Well, Mark and Alex Rose said it was difficult to decide with a ball between the two, Jack and the other ball. He favours only one, we favour two. They were just playing over the draw. Get the two balls together, move the shot ball on the Jack, and he can pick one shot out here. He's not bad.
Well, it's definitely not two now. One shot to the Irishman. He's got one bowl to come. And apart from having the shot here, he's also got the third best bowl. So a little gentle takeout here, Mal, could make him 3 shots.
Well, I think he's thinking about it, but there's always the danger. There's always the danger of taking his own turn of the yellow ball on the Jack. He's accepted the one very wisely, I think. And let the marker throw his ball back down to him at this end.
So Jonathan Ross, a useful single, keeps him in the hunt in the 4th set. David Gourlay leads 4-2. Well, this 4th set, very much like the 2nd set, all singles. 6 ends gone.
28 metres.
Gourlay leads Ross 4-2.
How short is it, Alec?
18 inches.
That'll encourage David Gourlay. Asked how far short the bowl was. 18 inches. So he thinks he can outdraw that. But can he?
He just wanted to prove that he could draw a little bit shorter than that. So, bad mistake there from David Gourlay. Another opportunity for Jonathan Ross. Looking better this time, but can he stop? He can. That is the shot. And that will be the aiming target for David Gourlay.
Great bowl from the Prestwick man.
Wide line from Jonathan Ross.
Come on, Jonathan.
Is he reaching? Not reaching again. If David Gourlay can turn that second shot ball of Jonathan Ross was out, he could have a set lie. Oh, not up again.
Well, he had a great chance there, and very soon after delivering it, he realised that he just hadn't sent it, dropped his head.
Well, Jonathan, you need another ball in the head. He's got that plant on there where he can turn his own ball into the head towards the jack. There's an Irish lady in the audience encouraging Jonathan Ross. This is better. Oh, look at this.
Well, if it falls in, he could take the shot. All his other 3 bowls had fallen in, but that one refuses to do so. It's up on its running surface and will remain so. So it's David Gourlay who holds the shot. And for the 3rd time in this match, we see a player decide to forego the right to play his last bowl. Takes the 1, and now David Gourlay leads 5-2. So David Gourlay needing only 2 shots for the set to square the match. 7 singles scored in this 4th set. 5 of them to Gourlay, 2 to Ross. And a 28-metre jack put up by David Gourlay for this 8th end of the 4th set.
Well, the all failing again, a yard short. Jonathan Ross will be looking to punish David Gourlay with this one. And I think he's done just that. Pitching as well, is it? Not quite reaching. Cracking ball, though. He's close with this. He is close with this. Oh. They're only about 6 inches short of the required distance.
Jonathan Ross, 25 years of age, research and development officer with a firm that makes thread.
First shot's my ball, Alec.
Sorry?
My ball.
7 inches.
Well, I think both realising the importance of this set. Just having a few loose balls, a bit of tension in the arm. This is looking better. 6 inches on his last delivery, and he's got the shot. Oh, shot again. Perfect line.
David Gourlay, 32. Still room here for Ross with a perfect bowl. He's close. And Alec Rose, the match official, was removing a toucher mark from one of David Gourlay's bowls that he'd inadvertently left on from the previous end. The toucher, the mark which shows that the bowler's touched the jack in this original course, is effective only until the end is complete.
Good shot now for David Gourlay. Play with reaching weight. Play the set of his 2 yellow balls onto the red. Oh, waving his arms. Too heavy, too wide.
And yet again, we have to say, such a difficult shot to play. to time it, to find the right line to play that weight. Very elusive.
It's the worst ball on the green for him to play that shot was one very short one right at the top of the picture. So this is an opportunity for Jonathan Ross. Slide by the two short Gourlay balls. Just roll the jack half an inch and count three and level the set. If he's strong enough, he'll get past it. He is close. Can he reach? Brilliant ball. Absolutely first class. 3 shots to Jonathan Ross with an immaculate ball.
Well, that has to be the best bowl of this match so far. A touch of class there from Jonathan Ross. What an audacious shot to play. He couldn't see the jack from the mat, and he had to be inch perfect with this. Swung around those front bowls, touched the jack, and as soon as he touched the jack, we knew it was going to be 3 shots. Unbelievable accuracy. And a salute there from Jonathan Ross. 5-all then in this 4th set. And out of the blue, Jonathan Ross in a position where he could win the set and match in one end with a double. So one senses the momentum is now behind the young Irishman, 25-year-old Jonathan Ross, needing 2 shots for victory against the 1996 champion David Gourlay. And although he's been behind in this set, he's now within 2 shots and believes he can win the match.
And that's what winning's all about, David. Believing that you can do it. The moment you get any doubt in your mind, you've lost it. But it certainly affected David Gourlay. This young Irish lad is playing extremely well. He's actually bowling now as he did at the beginning of the game.
And as we said, Mal, I think Jonathan Ross, if he's going to win the match, needs to win it in this set.
Yes, it gets a bit nerve-jangling if you level the sets at 2-all. This one, if he gets a count in front of the jack, perfect. That is a good ball.
Set and match then to Ross. This is better. Marvellous bowl from David Gourlay when you consider the pressure he was under there. The match was against him.
Jonathan Ross can just reach that jack and turn it back to his back ball. Have a set lie again. Has he done it? Oh, just not reaching. Perfect line for the job.
Say the front one.
Which one?
This one, sorry. Just about a foot.
How far short is it?
About a foot.
Jonathan Ross's nearest bowl, a foot short of the jack. And that's the one that David Gourlay has to beat with this to establish a set lie. Chooses to attempt it on the backhand. So the set could still go either way on this end.
Well, he got a set, he got a shot which on his preferred forehand, just over the strength, and no more than 2.5 to a yard of feet, 2.5 to 3 feet on the forehand, under that ball, move the jack, and he's got a match lie.
He's reaching. Can he bend quickly enough? Brilliant effort. But Jonathan Ross is out of ammunition, and he knows that the chips are down because David Gourlay holds one. Backhand draw here, Mal, for two, for the set, and for a 2-sets-all situation.
Yes, he just dropped short by 15 inches with his previous delivery. So this to level the match and take it into a final set.
Trotting after it, usually a sign that a player likes the delivery. Waving it back, he could come off that one. No, he can't. Disappointment for David Gourlay, relief for Jonathan Ross. It's just the single. And the Scot edges ahead now in the 4th set at 6-5. It was Jonathan Ross who took the first set 7-1 and the second set 7-4. Looked good for a straight sets victory at that stage. Back came David Gourlay with a 7-0 result in the 3rd set. And it could now go either way in the 4th.
So David Gourlay stretching the jack length, 30 metres this time. And delivers his ball almost to that full length.
And because the David Gourlay bowl is slightly on the backhand side of the rink, Jonathan Ross leaves that favourite backhand alone, plays it on the forehand.
David, I think he played the backhand so very well throughout this game. There was nothing to stop him from playing his backhand. And a good covering ball by David Gourlay.
Yes, Jonathan Ross has never been frightened to change his hand. It's a testimony to the portable rink here at Potters. It's running well on all forehands. Played some good bowls on this forehand, you know, and he's not far away here. Inches short, that's all.
Alec, come have a look, please.
The head, though, all with David Gourlay. Needs one for the set. Holds one. He has the back position, and 2 short bowls from Jonathan Ross are not what he wanted at all.
Yes, he could have done with another couple of feet of running on his previous delivery. So if he did miss, at least he was finishing behind the jack. So a forehand again from David Gourlay. Looking to draw another shot on the centre line would be ideal. Not reaching. I wonder if Jonathan Ross might just elect to have a run at this that yellow ball. If he can clip it out, that goes out and leaves the jack. He's got a match lie.
Shaping for a forehand and shaping for a bit of weight, I think. Yep, you're right, Mal. And in the end, he was hoping for a bit of luck there. He was off target. He'd have been very lucky to get anything out of that. Didn't get the bowl at all, away at all well. he bounced it a bit.
Yes, certainly grounded on the carpet there, David. Looking for a bit of luck now. Oh, a bad shot.
He's shown his hand though, and he's demonstrated to David Gourlay what could happen.
Is he going to try a blocker again? I think he tried it last time, but it just went underneath the centre line.
He's drawing another one here. Well, in a way that's better for David Gourlay because he's got 2 shots in, but they could both go out now.
Well, yeah, you quite rightly said that he's shown his hand, Jonathan, and it's going to be, I would think, a similar shot. He just wants to drive that last ball of Gourlay's onto his own shot ball. Both go out, and he's won the match.
As long as the jack doesn't move. First of all, he's got to hit it. He's got the shot. Wow. And the Irish contingent there celebrating as Jonathan Ross does a bit of highway robbery. Full marks to the young Irishman. He was on target with this. It was a good strike. This is what happened. He was in the head anyway. The ball follows through, a little bit of shuffle, and that last topple did it. 1 shot to Jonathan Ross. It's 6-all now in the 4th set, and he knows he was a bit lucky.
Well, I think all bowlers need a bit of luck if they're going to go anywhere. And he said he got his share at that end.
Well, fortune favours the brave, and Jonathan Ross was at least up to the head and roughly on target. So, Jonathan Ross in the position where he could win the set and the match and clinch a place in the semi-final with just a single. 1 shot this end is all he needs.
He'll certainly be disappointed with that one. Just overplayed it by about a yard.
Of course, if David Gourlay gets the single at this end, everything to play for in the 5th and final set.
Not bad, but can he stop?
Both players giving chances to the opponent. Who's going to be the first in? Not good enough. It's the shot, but surely it'll be beaten.
Yes, I think the pressure's starting to get to both players. This man here needs the shot to stay in the game. And I think he's just done it this time. Cracking ball there from David Gourlay.
Yes, David Gourlay there, taking his opportunity. And suddenly, Jonathan Ross's choice of shot and body language looking rather uncertain. Here's the blocker. Wants to finish on the centre line and does. That's not bad. So Jonathan Ross has delivered 3 bowls on this end. This is his final delivery. He has to operate with this to save the set. Different sort of shot here. It's a runner on the backhand. He's got a bend. Won't do so. Oh, he tried. But on that last end, Jonathan Ross can blame himself. He played 2 loose deliveries with his opening bowls and allowed David Gourlay too many chances to get near the jack. Gourlay took the single, won the set 7-6, and we're into a decider. So Jonathan Ross, who seemed well on top when he won the first set 7-1 and the second set 7-4, has seen his gritty opponent fight his way back into the match. Full marks to David Gourlay. It's 2 sets all. And now, who is going to be the brave player who lasts it out and wins this last set?
Yes, and I'm sure that Jonathan Ross would have loved to have done that at the previous end, the last end of the 4th set, but he didn't.
So both players really needing to move up a gear. Now's the time, really to stamp their authority.
Counting and covering.
Well, what Jonathan needs to do, man, I suppose, is to cast his mind back to the first set and the second set when he was drawing so well and hope that he can recapture that form.
That's very true. But this man, David Gourlay, has certainly improved from those first 2 sets. Still 2 down. Well, if Jonathan Ross can just tickle his jack round the corner, they're a beautiful 3.
Measure for 3rd, David.
Yes, close for 3rd shot.
Wait. Close. Right through the hole. Didn't touch your ball.
There's one man who can't believe it. How did he find that gap? The forehand firing shot, the gap just didn't look there. Missed the bowl by half an inch, missed the jack by considerably less than that.
Good wide line this time from Jonathan Ross.
And it's doubtful whether David Gourlay will dare to play the same sort of shot again. It wouldn't be impossible for him to take his own bowl out here and drop 4 shots.
I agree with you, David. If he catches it on the inside edge, it could go out as clean as a whistle. That's what he doesn't want. The inside edge of that. Take that one out there. Ricochet off that through that hole. And he's lost 4 shots. How brave is this young Scotsman?
Very brave. He's trying it. And yes, it's worked for him. A brave young Scotsman indeed, and fortune favours the brave. The head turning round completely there in David Gourlay's favour. He was at least 2 down, probably 3. And he dared to fire again. Very close to his own bowl. And a combination of contacts there. It's 2 to David Gourlay. He leads 2-0, final set.
Well, a very serious and determined David Gourlay. Played a brilliant shot there. Was certainly 2 shots down. Could have been 3. And collects 2. So, 29-meter jack.
Jonathan Ross could have done with a bowl like that at the completion of the last set. If he had, the match would now be over. Oh, marvellous reply. Who's got the shot? Oh, close.
Favour the red, but they're both very close.
Looks tight. There she goes. Looking good. Contact full on his own ball. Oh, better still.
Shot still with Gourlay. And Jonathan Ross was hoping for better with that bowl, and deserved better, Mal.
Well, certainly did. But he might feel that he's just not getting the rubs anymore. And this young lad coming down is definitely getting better and better as the game goes on. So, still line shot. Looking to put another one into the head.
Former local government officer, but now a bowls retailer, has his own bowl shop in Glasgow. David Gourlay bowls. Well, it's still just one shot to yellow. It's just possible, I suppose, Mal, for that yellow ball to go out through the gap.
Well, if he does and stays, he can just sniggle it by. If he plays it off the forehand, push it just gently through to there, and stays, he'll pick up 3 shots. The other shot, onto the jack.
Forehand then, with weight. Looking for a good contact. What's he got? Well, we think he may be unlucky. It may be 2 shots now to David Gourlay, or is it 1 to Jonathan Ross? He's got it. Well, that last ball proved profitable after all. The red ball, after hitting the jack, went through and finished in shot scoring position. So it's a single to Ross and 2-1 to Gourlay.
This is the way he did it. Looked as though it was just going to hang away. Look at this. Onto the jack. But still continued to bend and roll to with the jack. And he eventually got the shot. Could have been 2 down. As it is, he's only 2-1 down in this, the final set of this very exciting 5-set match. Now he's starting the ball again.
Beautiful delivery from Jonathan Ross there. Very smooth. Effortless.
Touching out, yeah.
And another toucher.
Jonathan's touching the jack.
Front post the shot with half an inch from the jack.
Wait.
And you have to say that that's a shot that David Gourlay is very good at playing, and he never shrinks from playing that sort of shot if he's in trouble with even with his second delivery.
And it certainly wasn't a full-out drive. Timed, perfect strike. 2 down. I will start again.
So Jonathan Ross will have to show a little bit of patience. Not only will he have to rediscover the drawing form that brought him the first 2 sets in such style, but he'll have to realise that David Gourlay is not going to give him any favours, and that Gourlay will be trying to kill the end whenever he's in trouble.
He certainly done it very effectively throughout this match, David. But really, he should be drawing. Look at this. He's reached. Not quite, still 1 shot down. Another backhand draw, I would think, from Jonathan Ross.
It's about 3 inches past jack high.
Well, Jonathan Ross has been a very fine bowler at the international level for some years now, but I think you could say, Mal, that he's really come of age doing this World Indoor Singles Championship at Potters.
He certainly has. And a very likeable boy. And a good bowler to go with it. Good temperament. But so is David Gourlay. Look at this. It's a brilliant ball. Absolutely brilliant.
Bowl after bowl now, coming in to within inches of the jack. Difficult to pick a winner. The winner, at the end of the day, will be the man who benefits from the rub of the green, I fancy.
Well, again, a reaching ball from Jonathan Ross. If you could pick that jack up and just roll it to the left, you can pick up 2 and may even pick up 3 shots. If he's reaching, he's got the jack. Oh, can he reach it out? What a great effort.
Things really not going Jonathan Ross's way at the moment. I don't think he could have played much better than this. The weight was perfect, the line was almost right. And David Gourlay has a chance to make 2. It's dangerous though. Oh, he's not trying. David Gourlay, not surprisingly, they're bowling well short. Didn't want to come anywhere near that. There were 3 red bowls lurking. And the Scot quite happy to go 3-1 in front. David Gourlay, one of a clutch of top bowlers to come out of Ayrshire. Ayrshire, one of the strongest bowling counties in Scotland. And he would say the strongest. Although maybe those in the Lothians who would argue with that.
Yes, you could get a few phone calls from the east side. Certainly a wide line from Jonathan Ross. Just a length ball, it would have come back.
David Gourlay's mother and father, David Senior and Sarah, both internationals, both winners of gold medals at Commonwealth Games and World Championships. And of course, Ayrshire also the birthplace of Hugh Duff. the world number 1.
I thought you were going to say Robbie Burns there, David.
Well, Robbie Burns was a frequent visitor to the Kilmarnock club. I don't think he played a lot of bowls, but he liked the ale. Yes, the Kilmarnock club celebrated its 250th anniversary a few years back, and I was lucky enough to be in attendance. Things getting a bit serious now for Jonathan Ross. This is his poorest end yet. 3 loose bowls. And David Gourlay, of course, looking for 4 shots for the set and the match. Can't see him getting 4 on this end, but he could certainly make 3. 4 not out of the question, man, if he could push the front bowl in and follow through.
Well, he could actually turn the Jonathan Ross ball out behind the jack, just at the bottom of the picture to the left, turn it out for 1 and collect 4, or lying 4.
Well, he's trying to do that, I think. Well, there we have it. That was an attempt to push the red bowl, 1 turnover for 4, but David Gourlay will be quite pleased to be holding 3 shots for a 6-1 lead, and the pressure switching now very much to the young man, Jonathan Ross, who took the 2-0 lead. It's slipped away from him now. He needs something special just to stay in there.
Well, you've got a beautiful line. All a question of length. Running a bit, running a lot. You want to turn that ball out.
That was his best effort of the end, and it finished in 3rd position. So he cut 1 shot out with that last delivery. David Gourlay scores a double and now leads 5-1 in the final set. So can Gourlay, with all the momentum behind him, can he finish it off now? He's only 2 shots away from victory, and what a hard-earned victory that would be.
So this one a metre short of the previous length, 29 metres.
Well, good opener from Gourlay. 29 metres, of course, is the length which both players were using early in the game. Then it was Jonathan Ross who was doing most of the bowling. It's different now. David Gourlay has played himself back into form. Wants the jack round the corner for 2. Oh, so close.
Deep breath there from David. Jonathan. He drops onto the jack. Doesn't want to lose it. Ooh, puts it again. But that's a great ball.
Jonathan Ross showing character as well as skill. 2 brilliant bowls. 2 to Ireland. And it's unusual to see bowlers come up and have a look at the heads now at this stage, after just 2 bowls have been played by both players. But it's getting tense. It's the final set, and they want to know that they've got everything right.
I agree. It's building up to a tense final set. Even though David Gourlay is 5-1 in front, he put every ounce of effort into this ball. Just a draw.
Well, that cuts the count. A toucher there from Gourlay, and that time he didn't have the best of luck. The forehand draw earlier in the match, he was dropping short bowl after bowl, but he's not doing that anymore, Mal. He's sorted out his problems. He's playing well now.
It certainly is. Chasing that ball down. Is it going to get the jack? Is it going to get the jack? No. But Jonathan Ross trying to hide that jack away from the view of David Gourlay. Half a ball wide, it would have been perfect.
So, Jonathan Ross knows that he's given David Gourlay a chance for a match-winning shot. Picks the jack up here, Mal, and tucks it around the corner. That would be a match lie.
It certainly would, David. Gets it on the forehand. You've only got to roll it 9 or 10 inches. And it's a match lie if he does that.
Doesn't like it. He's not a mile away, but he knew at an early stage that he'd overgreened it. Deliberately played it with a shade of weight, but on drawing green. And Jonathan Ross smiles as he goes back to the shouts from the Irish contingent. With a good bowl, he can make 2. Well, that was too good, I'm afraid. The jack trail means that it's only 1. Took the jack an inch too far. And Jonathan Ross takes the single, has to settle for that. Let's have a look at that. It was almost perfect, but took the jack a little too far. Stayed with it though, just the 1 shot. And there's 3 shots in it now at 5-2 to David Gourlay.
Well, a big change in length this time. The mat well up the green.
4 metres.
24-metre jack.
And it's quite brave of Jonathan Ross to change the territory by taking the mat so far up the green and playing what amounts to a very short jack at this stage. And so far, Mal, the new tactic has worked.
But he wants a
Just
better
over
shot
2
than he's
feet.
got at the moment. Tight to the jack. Has he greened it? Not going to turn the Gourlay ball into the jack, is he? Oh, a bit lucky there.
Well, he's given David Gourlay a second chance to step in. He's not taken the chance. Over-corrected there. That's well through. Well, people may be wondering why, after some extremely consistent bowling, suddenly they're not finding a length, but it must be pointed out that they've not played over this length before. It's an entirely new game, really. The mat's never been in this position, and they've never played quite such a short jack.
Yes, certainly the shortest of the match so far, David. So, David Gourlay. Keeping to the forehand, trying to slide past his own short ball. Well, head down again. He hasn't sent it again. Can he promote that one? Not enough.
Well, it really looks as if they don't want to get near that jack.
Well, I'm sure that Jonathan Ross this time will not be playing the forehand. Unless he's ultra confident. He's bowled it twice and he's been tight. What's the length? Oh, there's the arm. Acknowledge the applause of this large crowd.
Game in progress now for 3 hours. A chance here for David Gourlay to draw the shot, but he's short. He knows he's very short. What a dismal effort there from Gourlay. He'll be very cross with himself. One, it should be two. It is two. Very difficult to understand what happened there to David Gourlay. But the new tactic from Jonathan Ross paying off, a double there. Just one shot between them now in the final set. Gourlay leads 5-4. And a different length again from Jonathan Ross. The jack going pretty well all the way to the tee. But the mat, 2 or 3 meters up the rink, it's a 28-meter jack.
This time he's got to nail it. Got to keep running. Still plenty of room for David Gourlay. He requires 2 for the match. Jonathan Ross 3 for the match.
Where's David's ball in relation to the jack, please?
One field ball shot the jack high.
Jonathan Ross feels that backhand is still open to him, even though the shot bowl is one bowl short of the jack.
Come on, Jonathan. Come on.
There's a much lie.
And now a change of hand. Forced into it, forehand, drawing for the moment. Jonathan Ross has another bowl left after this one, but he wouldn't want to leave it that long. He's good, he's got a good line. Can he run? Second.
David Gourlay looking to turn that jack round the corner to the right for a much lie. Can he reach? He's in the long grass again.
Yes, pulling up short. That's his old failing. It's the way he started this match. He doesn't want to finish off like that. So 2 bowls to come on this end, and Jonathan Ross has a chance to either draw the shot or to trail the jack for 2. If he fails to do that, then David Gourlay will have a chance to win the game with his last bowl.
Well, it depends how brave Jonathan is. Can he get back to the jack with that weight? Don't think he can.
So encouragement for David Gourlay from the large Ayrshire contingent who have come down to watch this quarter-final. David Gourlay, their hero, holds 1 shot, needs 2 for a place in the semi-finals, and a straightforward forehand draw to within a foot of the jack will be good enough.
So, plenty of concentration on this delivery. Be annoyed if he doesn't draw the second shot required for the match.
He likes it. He's stalking it. He's on line. Needs to run. Is it far enough? It's in with a shout. He wants it. He's asked for 2. Jonathan Ross has kicked 1 out. And the other one. That's it. What a marvellous game of bowls. And full credit to David Gourlay, who found himself 2 sets to 0 behind, fought back to square the match at 2 sets all, and won the 5th final and deciding set by 7 shots to 4, and at the end of a hard tussle finds his way into the semi-finals.
Sorry.
Well done, David.
Thanks a lot. Thanks very much.